Hello everybody and welcome back to Victoria 2, and when I say welcome back, that's sheer habit, because this is not back. We have never been to Victoria 2 before, or at least I haven't. This will be my very first time actually playing it, but I have, like, several months ago jumped in and clicked around the interface a little bit, but we're gonna still need to do some of that. Tutorial, who needs that? I'm just diving straight in. What could possibly go wrong? Who do I want to play as, is the question. Now, I should probably play as someone relatively powerful for my first playthrough. Also, bear noting, this does bear noting that I may end up restarting at some point as I learn things. Because I currently know basically nothing about Vicky 2. Which is exciting. So, it's recommending, I think, that you play as the United Kingdom here, or at least it's the strongest nation, and that makes a lot of sense. I mean, it's Vicky 2, right? You rule as Victoria 2. So, I mean, that's a thing we could do. And I don't really have any theme in mind for this. With a lot of my Paradox playthroughs, I try to do a themed playthrough, right? Where I'm trying to do something in particular. Whereas this one, I'm just trying to get a handle on Vicky 2. I've never really played this game that much. I find it weird that you can't zoom in and out on this map. I'm not used to that. But ultimately, a lot of this is pretty familiar to me, coming from particularly Europa and like the pops here. I did notice that there's farmers, artisans, laborers, and other. So that's pretty familiar to me, coming from, say, Imperator or Stellaris. But other than that, my understanding is this game has a much deeper economy simulation than some of the previous ones, so that should be interesting. Maybe we should try to develop Ethiopia into an economy, because I end up playing Ethiopia in every Paradox game. I should do a Space Ethiopia Stellaris playthrough sometime. Ooh, hang on. I'm gonna add that to my list right now in my upcoming on my Discord, which you can join, but I'm not going to link it in the description because I don't do that. You can find it on my main channel page if you're so interested. But things that I'm thinking about doing. Space Ethiopia. There we go. Excellent. And apparently, when you tab out of Vicky 2, the music stops. That's exciting stuff. So, I mean, there's British India over here. That's, you know, not going to be a problem. Maybe I should play as Ethiopia. What could go wrong? I mean, I don't actually care about losing. I'm just trying to learn how to play. So yeah, we could just dive into Ethiopia. 74% farmers, 1% clergy, 4%... 2% aristocrats, 4% artisans, 3% other, 14% slaves. Okay. So I'm wondering if we can colonize the areas around here. Like, Africa is... Coming from Europa, Africa looks pretty unpopulated. But let's dive right in and see how this goes. Okay, so here we are in Vicky 2. So it would appear that this is our territory. What are our map modes here? This is terrain map mode. Here's a political map mode. That's more like it. Okay, so this interface is exciting. It definitely feels a little dated. Also, yikes. These map textures. It kind of looks... I mean, this kind of looks cool. I'm not going to dispute that. But political map mode, they just tint it. I kind of feel like they should turn off the terrain map mode for that. Anyway, we've got uncolonized over here, I believe. The first step of influencing an area is to send an expedition. If it's not challenged in 270 days, it will allow you to create a protectorate. Fair enough. Okay, tech. We are currently an uncivilized nation. How do we become a civilized nation? I have no idea. But this tech tree looks a lot like a cut down version of Europa, although if there's 30 techs, it's basically the same as Europa, but more categories. Oh, I see. These are tabs. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. Okay, so with that being the case, what do we want to focus on first? Well, how's our budget doing? Let's head into the budget. We are currently losing 34.4 pounds per day. That sounds bad. We could tax more poor people, or middle people, or rich people. They seem okay with their level of tax right now. 38% are getting none of their needs. What do they need? I don't know, but we'll come back to that. Politics. Okay, so we've got a bunch of reforms here, movements that we can suppress. We are currently ruled by the Conservative Party. 18% of the upper house are reactionary, and 13% are liberal. So we have an absolute monarchy right now. Okay. I still want to know how we get out from being an uncivilized nation. By westernizing in the politics tab. Westernize. We need to enact military or economic reforms to do that. Okay, so what do we need to do to enact these reforms? We need research points. Clergymen provide research points. Okay, so we need more clergymen. That's good to know. What do we got with buildings here? A fort, naval base, and railroads. That's fine. I mean, we're landlocked, so no naval base for us. But, looking at this... Oh, we don't have a national focus currently. We could encourage clergymen. Good job, clergymen. Honestly, I don't know what we want to do there. I feel like we need to look around a little more. Okay. This is quite a spreadsheet. I could get into this. We'll come back to that again, though. Okay, so we've got diplomacy here. Who is most likely to attack us? Well, again, we're landlocked, and our only neighbor is Egypt. So Egypt, how much do you like us? We're neighbors at peace, and that's estimated to increase their opinion of us by 0.6 per year. That's going to take a while. Egypt. They will not accept forming an alliance. Fair enough. I'd like to increase our relations, but we don't have enough diplomatic points. How do we get a diplomatic point? This is our diplomatic points here. We gain 0.2 per month, base gain of 0.3, but minus 25% because we are uncivilized. Fair enough. Egypt is also uncivilized. They have a population of 2.37 million. Military score of 16, apparently. Okay, so what can we do with our army here? Do we want to position them along this border? Apparently they move at 4 kilometers per hour. That's, you know, nice and speedy. So Bonga, Asosa, Matama, Gondar, Axum, and Asa would all need to be manned if we were to do that. Is there like a Hearts of Iron style man border thing? I don't think so. What we could do is we could spread out in such a way so that like these guys are in Asosa, and then Matama would be unmanned, and then these guys would be in Gondar, and then these guys would be in Ausa. So we can always reinforce relatively quickly-ish. Okay, so looking at this over here, We probably want to send an expedition ASAP over here, but how do we go ahead and do that? Only great powers or secondary powers can colonize. Oh. It's exciting. So how do we become a secondary power? We're a primitive nation right now. Where was that tooltip? Is that here? The 8 countries with the highest rank are great powers who have the ability to influence and control lesser nations. Okay, so that works like in Europa or Imperator. The next 8 are secondary powers who have the ability to colonize and will challenge the great powers at times. The final 2 ranks are civilized and uncivilized nations, who are rated depending if they are westernized or not. Okay. So there are 2 wars going on right now, the Ottoman Restoration of Tripoli and the Texan War of Independence. These are the 8 great powers here. Who are the secondary powers, though? How can we see that? It doesn't seem to say. I want to know who the secondary powers are. Maybe sort by prestige rank? Yes. So, Ottoman Empire, USA... Actually, relation... We'll just sort by rank. Yeah, that's more like it. UK, Russian Empire, France, Prussia, Austria, Spain, Ottoman Empire, USA. So the next ones are then, the secondary powers are Sweden, Netherlands, Belgium, 2 Sicilies, Sardinia, Piedmont, Portugal, and Brazil. Is that 6? That's 7. And Mexico, I think. Are you a secondary power in Mexico? Yes. But Greece is a civilized nation. Okay, with that in mind, maybe we should not play as Ethiopia for the first playthrough. We could play as Brazil. Or, you know, be boring and play as a great power. It's a possibility. I'm not married to the Ethiopia concept, but maybe I'll stick around here for a little bit. Like, I would totally do it if I was able to colonize. I would totally play Ethiopia. But what would I need in order to actually become a great or a secondary power and start doing that? Like, essentially, I would need to take over Egypt, right? How powerful is Egypt compared to us? Can we see what their military power is? Not really. Where's our manpower at, anyway? Is that a thing in this game? Okay, we're at 9 out of 18 possible brigades. We can field 0 brigades if we mobilize our poor citizens. So, can we recruit to here? Apparently not. Okay. So, hypothetically, we can't build armies. Interesting. So yeah, I'm going to stick around in Ethiopia for a little bit, and we're going to experiment with maybe fighting some wars with Egypt, see how things are feeling. If things are feeling okay, I'll keep doing this. Otherwise, I'm probably going to play as a secondary power, I think. But that's a good start, for sure. Now, one thing I'm wondering... Wait, is that autonomous rebel suppression? I wasn't expecting to see that. One thing I'm wondering is why I can't recruit. But I have no idea what I'm doing in this game. So if you have answers for me, feel free to let me know. And I would be very appreciative on any of the things that I've been wondering. Because I have no experience with this game. I have a lot of Paradox experience, but not Victoria experience. Like, are there buildings? Like, I see you can build 0 of 8 factories in the state. So maybe it doesn't have buildings like Europa style? But why can't I build armies? I can build armies? Wait. I'm confused. No, that just changed the map mode. The shortcut key is A, but that changes to the RGO output. Okay. Sounds good. This is gonna go great. This is gonna go amazingly great. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and put a cut in here, and next episode we're gonna continue messing with the UI, seeing if we can figure out some of this stuff, and maybe grow Ethiopia into a greater power and do some colonization. That would be nice. But if not, it's not the end of the world. Next episode, I'm gonna keep trying to figure things out, and should be great. Subscribe for more if for some reason you wanted that, and I'll see you all next time.